This is your CBS 46 News Flash Briefing, brought to you by West Shore Home.
Good afternoon, I'm Megan Packer. One of the two Atlanta police officers facing charges connected to the death of Rayshard Brooks just turned himself into the Fulton County Jail. Officer Devin Brosnan faces charges including aggravated assault and violation of oath. Brosnan is expected to bond out at some point. We have a CBS 46 crew standing by, ready to bring you the latest developments coming up today on CBS 46 News at 4. Former Officer Garrett Rolfe, meantime, who was the officer who fired the deadly shot, is facing 11 charges, including felony murder. He has until 6 o'clock this evening to turn himself in. Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard announced these charges yesterday during a news conference. The DA says evidence shows that after firing the fatal shots, Rolfe kicked Brooks instead of rendering aid. And he says Brosnan kept his foot on Brooks' shoulders during that time instead of rendering aid.
We've concluded at the time Mr. Brooks was shot that he did not pose an immediate threat of death or serious physical injury to the officer or officers.
If found guilty of felony murder, DA Howard says Rolfe could face a sentence of life without parole. A public viewing for Brooks is set for Monday at Ebenezer Baptist Church from 3 until 7 p.m. Tuesday, a celebration of life will be held at the same church. We are told this service will be private. Atlanta Police Precinct Zone 3 looked like this after midnight. Protesters surrounded the building late into the night. They gathered outside on Cherokee Avenue for several hours. The protest came after news of the officers facing charges. There were no reports of any arrests. Several Georgia lawmakers are calling on Governor Brian Kemp to remove a Confederate statue from the Capitol building. A monument of General John B. Gordon has been on the grounds for more than a century. Representative Bob Trammell and Representative Darshawn Kendrick just sent letters to the governor asking for the statue to be removed immediately.
Bottom line is that symbols that we display in the public square with taxpayer-funded money, taxpayer-maintained, should be symbols that unite us as Georgians and not symbols that divide us.
Representative Trammell says he believes Governor Kemp has the authority to relocate the statue. Turning to the latest on the coronavirus, Georgia is one of several states experiencing an increase in cases. Our state just topped 60,000 confirmed cases. More than 2,500 Georgians have died. In all, more than 763,000 tests have been administered all across the state. The Georgia Department of Public Health says there are a variety of reasons for the recent increase in cases, including the state's increased testing efforts and outbreaks in long-term care facilities. Turning to Campaign 2020 now, Facebook kicking off a campaign to boost voter turnout. There will be a new voting information center that will be prominent on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger that will encourage and remind you to vote. It will provide users with accurate information about how to register, how and when to vote, voting by mail, and early voting. There will also be posts from state election officials and verified local election authorities. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the goal is to get 4 million people to register. Let's get the latest on today's forecast now with meteorologist Fred Campagna.
Megan, we'll take you right through the weekend into next week here. Let's check it out. We'll start with a look at this afternoon as we are experiencing a blend of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures will top out near 80 today. Low risk, about a 20% chance of a brief shower passing through. Quiet weather overnight tonight. Not as cool as the last few nights, as the low temperature will be in the low to mid 60s on Friday morning. Friday, we continue the warm up, low to mid 80s. Again, the chance of a pop-up shower or thunder shower, about a 20 to 30% chance of that on Friday afternoon. The weekend is looking really nice. Saturday will be warm and sunny. Temperatures in the upper 80s, not super humid for us on Saturday or on Sunday on Father's Day, even as it gets hotter. Sunday morning, it's in the low 70s early, and it'll climb right through the 80s, likely reach the low 90s during the afternoon. The heat and humidity build in for us early next week. 93 on Monday with a passing thunderstorm possible in the afternoon, and the same general weather continues into the middle of the week.
This has been your personal flash briefing from CBS 46 News, brought to you by West Shore Home, Atlanta's one-day bath remodeler.